is going on, everyone? Welcome to a very highly anticipated movie review of mine for this long-awaited sequel to Unbreakable, 19 years in the making, and the sequel to Split, and that is Glass. If you guys are new here, consider hitting that like and subscribe button for all early movie reviews, movie news, geeky content, and plus you guys can also check out Sandwich on Films also down below, because right down there you guys can figure out how to get into advanced movie screens like Glass. I think we're still giving out tickets, so make sure to look out for that. Of course, I'm talking about Glass. And really, this was a very highly anticipated movie of mine. Top 10 of the year, top tier, like high up for me. I'm a M. Night Shyamalan defender. I get some of the hate for a lot of his films, but overall, Unbreakable, I think, is a near masterpiece, and Signs is one of the most fascinating films I've ever watched. Really, his eye for the camera and the way that he shoots a lot of his movies have inspired me into making movies myself. In general, even studying film. After seeing the ending of Split, which I really liked Split, and getting stunned by that amazing ending and that amazing twist of events, seeing that it is an Unbreakable sequel and that hopefully we will get this, which we do, which is in Glass. David Dunn returns, played by Bruce Willis. He's hunting down James McAvoy's character, the Beast, Kendall Wendell Crumb, whatever you want to say. They both end up in an asylum with Elijah Price, and their psych is Sarah Paulson. That's all you need to know. This is a no-spoiler review. That's as much details as I'm going to give you about the story. And I will say, for a majority of this movie, I loved a majority of this movie until a certain point towards the end, where I just kind of found myself really liking the film. And this is M. Night Shyamalan's story. You can totally tell this is a complete passion project from him. There's a lot of passion behind the scenes. It never feels lazy in the making. It never feels like it's in any sense of other tone. It's really kind of a mix of tones between Unbreakable and Split, which I think people who have not seen Unbreakable might go into this film wanting, like, oh my god, we're getting another Split sequel, and it's going to be very different. It's not going to be your typical horror thriller that Split was, but in the end it was disguised underneath a super villain origin story, which I thought was really cool. And that's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but I thought the film mixed both the tones in a very unique way and its own original way, and it felt more like a psychological thriller that was taking place in a superhero world. Liked that tone of the film. That's actually what I got from the trailers, and I think looking at the Rotten Tomatoes score and seeing how diverse people are, seeing how much crap is getting thrown at this film, this is a very well-made movie. Beautifully shot, good score, great acting, which we'll get into the acting in a second, but really overall it is a tightly wrapped, fast-paced film where I never felt the runtime personally to myself, and I felt like M. Night Shyamalan really did a great job in directing the film in a lot of the shots. He has his signature upside-down camera movements, and even some of the one-shot takes where he moves the camera very slowly back and forth, and I liked how he stylized a lot of the action in here, and a lot of the dialogue scenes, because this is a very heavily dialogued movie. And I have to say, if you have not seen Unbreakable before seeing this movie, do take it upon yourself to go check it out, and especially if you've seen Split. It's a very unique film, and I think it's aged beautifully. I actually got the chance to see the triple feature, seeing Unbreakable, Split, and then going straight into Glass, which was a dream come true to get that out there. And I even got to show my friend it for the first time, and I even asked him afterwards, do you think you need to see Unbreakable and Split? No, but I think you at least need to see Split. And I do agree with that for the most part, but I think Unbreakable adds a lot of emotions to it, and I hope that you do revisit Unbreakable and Split before going into Glass. This is the conclusion to this trilogy of films, and it's very unique. It's hard to word certain things because I'm not trying to spoil the film. I'm going into the acting next. That is one of the best and brightest parts of this film. I did want a little bit more Bruce Willis, but what we do get from David Dunn in the film is awesome. This is easily Bruce Willis' best performance since Looper. He's trying. He does a solid job. And Elijah Price, Samuel L. Jackson himself, Mr. Glass, is excellent in this movie. Seems like he never missed a beat in this whole entire movie, and it feels like he just walked off the set of Unbreakable straight into this film. You don't see Samuel L. Jackson, you see Mr. Glass. Of course, we also have James McAvoy returning as the Beast, Kendall Wendell Crumb, Hedwig, Patricia, Dennis, and a whole bunch of other ones. There's one scene in particular where he's literally going through at least 10 or 12 different personalities. And I'm just putting this out there. If Johnny Depp can get nominated for Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean, let's start the Oscar categories right now, because he should be nominated for this role. The amount of work and preparation and the way that he moves and changes into different voices and different personas is exquisite and very unique. Of course, we do have some supporting cast coming back. We actually have the original son from Unbreakable and the original mother of Elijah Price in this film. It was nice to see them both come back. They both do a really good job as well. I was actually surprised to see the son age so well, and I was like, oh my god, they actually got him. Of course, Anya Taylor-Joy also comes back from Split, and I'll be honest, I love the actress, and I thought she did a good job. I just didn't feel like she was needed. I understand why she was in here, but I didn't think they gave her enough stuff to do. I mentioned a lot of my pros, and I've kind of tiptoed around what my cons are, and it's really hard to get into those cons, but what I can say is, within typical M. Night Shyamalan fashion, you know there are going to be twists and turns throughout the whole entire movie, and again, a lot of the dialogue here is great. M. Night Shyamalan has a really good cameo, especially if you're a fan of Unbreakable and Split, you're going to appreciate the hell out of it, but when it comes down to certain scenes, it does go into that cheesy little route at times. And it didn't bother me. In fact, in reality, I was really on board with the majority of this film until one point towards the back half. Not going to talk about it, not going to say what happens, but I do think it felt like it was building up towards something else. And then I can understand some people saying it feels very anticlimactic, but that's not how I felt. I felt very, oh, that's it. Okay. Not like I hated where the ending went. I liked it. But it felt like M. Night Shyamalan got too caught up in saying, alright, we're building this up to make something else in this world. Get ready. That's really as far as I can go without spoiling anything with the ending. I liked it. I didn't hate it, nor did I love it, but I did love a majority of this movie. And in fact, it may be coming out saying I loved a lot of aspects of it, but overall, I really liked the movie. My final thoughts for this movie. I think some people are going to walk out of this film feeling very disappointed. I think others are going to walk out thinking it was really good, or even feeling like me really liking it and loving it. There is a lot to love in this movie. It is very much a different type of film from Split and even Unbreakable, but it does mix both the tones perfectly to where it feels a little bit more like Unbreakable and not like that horror thriller vibe that Split had. It has some good twists and turns throughout it, and it has a very intriguing story to it with excellent acting, and I didn't even get to mention Sarah Paulson, but it's great to see her actually have a big role in this film and not just get shunned aside in most of the roles that she gets put into when she's in a film. It was good. Everyone was great. Start that campaign for James McAvoy for Best Actor this year, or Best Supporting Actor. I guess you could throw him in there as well. He's actually really centered in this film the more I think about it. Exquisite cinematography, great shots. Again, M. Night Shyamalan really reminds me of why I want to get into filmmaking and make my own type of films, because a lot of the shots in here, a lot of the twists and turns within the story, I do feel the passion behind the lens while watching this movie. You never feel like he's ever half-assing it, but this is seriously something that he's wanted to do for a very long time. Maybe a couple of different rewrites for the script. That's what I would have actually suggested for the movie. I think Glass is a good ending to a trilogy. It's my second favorite in the whole trilogy itself. Unbreakable being first, Glass being second, Split being third. And so with all that said, I'm going to give this film a B+. This rating could easily go up to an A- or maybe even down to a B. I am going to see this film again on Tuesday, so make sure to look out for additional videos on the Unbreakable world. That's kind of what this week's going to be all about. I'm going to be doing M. Night Shyamalan ranking. I'm going to be doing a Glass ending explained and spoiler review, because I really want to talk about the ending with a lot of you guys. So make sure to go check it out this weekend, guys. Again, thank you guys so much for all the support. Hit that like and subscribe button. Check out Sandwich on Films also down below. Can't wait to talk with you guys about Glass, and I'll see you guys soon. Stay classy.